Listen, are you looking for practical, sustainable, and proven ways to build wealth so you and your family can live the lifestyles you were created to live? Are you tired of trying to figure it out all by yourself? And does nobody in your family understand your drive? Then it sounds like you need a new tribe. Well, you're in luck because we just created one here at the Share the Wealth Show called the Wealth Exchange Network, where you can come in, engage, get support, and ask questions with people who have practical knowledge and experience to help you level up and get to that next stage in your journey. So hop on in, click the link in the show notes to join today, and I'm going to see you on the inside. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Microfamily Millionaire. And this is the sub-series to our parent podcast, the Share the Wealth Show, where we discuss strategies on how to build, grow, and protect minority wealth. But here at the Microfamily Millionaire, I actually come to you and discuss strategies and insights, tips, what I'm doing in the market, and kind of mindset to help you in growing a portfolio of small multifamily properties, or even just to help you get your first one. So today, I actually want to talk about something that most people skip in their journey of trying to get their first small multifamily property. And trust me, this is something that you don't want to skip. You do not want to miss this step. So first, let's talk about life goals. When people get started in real estate, they often forget to think about their life goals right from the start. It's really easy to get caught up in making deals and learning the ropes and chasing that financial freedom. But if you don't know why you're doing it, then what's the point? What are you even really trying to get out of this? As we get older, we tend to be basically numbed by the process of being an adult, of going through the motions of life without really considering what we want out of it. We get caught up in what we're supposed to do, shaped by the expectations of like our parents and society, and the idea of being just realistic. And that's where life goals can start to actually hold us back. We often set off in like trying to be and trying to fit very neatly into what society deems acceptable. So maybe that's to have a stable job, to buy a house, to pay the bills, and eventually retire. You know, the traditional dogma that everybody is spoon-fed from the beginning. But here's the problem with that. Those goals are often just too small. They limit your ability to dream and to just think outside the box. So just remember back to when you were a kid. Remember how big your imagination was? You believed anything was possible. You could be an astronaut or a rock star, a ninja, and you could do it all at the same time. Because I know, because I can ask my daughters that, and they tell me all the things they want to do at the same time, right? And it's like those things are not congruent in our minds because we've gone through the process of adulting, right? But if you and you're a kid, all of that is like no problem. Your goals nowadays are focused on just getting by or only trying to achieve what's expected of you. So you really close off yourself from the vast possibilities in front of you. Your own life goals really become like a self-imposed glass ceiling, really. And this is really where real estate comes in. It's a means to an end. It's not about collecting properties just for the sake of it or hitting some arbitrary unit count number. If you guys have listened to my other Microfamily Millionaire episodes, then you know how I feel about unit count. But real estate at the end of the day is a vehicle to build the life that you want to live. It's about what that financial freedom can do for you and your family, not about just bragging rights. So let's dive into aligning your life goals with your multifamily investing goals, right? You need to really create a roadmap that fits you, your personality, your resources, your relationships. It's not just about chasing cash flow or adding more units, but it's really about shaping your portfolio in a way that lets you live your dream lifestyle. That's exactly why the first two pillars of my mentorship program are dedicated to mindset, vision, and creating an investing roadmap. It's really that important. I made sure to dedicate two whole pillars to that topic, right? But think about it this way: kids or your children, if you have children or you've been around kids, they really don't think in terms of or. They think more in terms of and. And they don't limit themselves by saying, oh, I can't do that. Instead, they kind of ask, how can I do that? Their mind is always working and the wheels are turning there. But that's exactly the mindset that we need to get back to. And if you ask yourself, how can I make this work? Regardless of all the other responsibilities and things that you're trying to juggle, you don't think you have time, you don't think you have enough money, you don't think you have resources, right? When you tell yourself you can't, you shut your brain off. If you say, how can I make it work? You give your brain the permission to try to come up with solutions. If you think I can't, then you already lost the journey before you even started. And it's so sad to see people just not even try because they told themselves that something was impossible or that they couldn't achieve something. So at the end of the day, like I said, real estate is really just a tool. It's a tool to create the life that you want. It's not about just having cash flow. It's about creating time for yourself, right? Spending time for your kids, time for vacations, time to just enjoy life and just to do the things that you want to do. And yeah, it's going to feel heavy at the very beginning when you first start. You're not going to have extra time when you first get started. Trust me. I'm going crazy trying to juggle my schedule and do my time blocking and all the things to carve out more time so I can do all these things that I'm trying to do. But at the same time, I still feel like I'm in the beginning of my journey, right? Even though I've been doing it for a couple of years, I still want more growth. And because I want that growth, I'm willing to put in the work now so that I can be more comfortable later. And that's just something you have to keep in mind as you're starting to build, that yes, you are doing this so you can have time freedom and all the other freedoms like financial freedom, location freedom, like you can go where you want, do what you want, all those things. But at the very beginning, you have to pull up your sleeves and rub some elbow grease on your elbows. I don't know what kind of elbow grease that would be. Vaseline? I don't know. But whatever kind of elbow grease you prefer, you need that. So you can slide right through all the issues and troubles. You can slide around and get to your goal faster. But that elbow grease comes with some work that you need to do, right? So anyway, when you're building your portfolio, you just have to start with a plan, right? If you don't have time, maybe it's hiring help. Or if you don't have as much money, maybe it's using automation. Today, there's so much more like AI and tools and tech out there to help automate a lot of these systems and processes. So if you have money, hire people. If you don't, use automations or put on some more of that elbow grease, right? All of those things, it can help you ease that process and ease that load at the very beginning to help you sustain for the long term because it's all about consistency. So remember, just your life goals should always come first, right? Real estate is it's just a means to help you get there. So keep that in focus all the time. Just remember, it's really easy to get bogged down with all the things, especially if you're trying to build while you have a full-time job, while you have a family and kids or a spouse or whatever. It's so easy to get distracted by all the to-dos of adulting, right? But keep in mind the focus that you want to have for your future and what you want your life to look like. And don't let that focus be limited by what you think is possible in your current situation of adulting and adulthood and all the things that happen with that. Don't let that dim your imagination and dim your light, right? So let me share a little bit about my own journey. So growing up, my dad was on disability and my mom worked multiple jobs to support her family. So I saw firsthand how hard she worked to make ends meet, but she missed out on a lot because of it. Like she couldn't come, I have four younger brothers, And she couldn't come to a lot of our extracurricular activities or games and shows or other things that we were involved in because she was working. And I have no malice or no blame or no hard ill will towards that at all because she was doing what she needed to do, right? But it did put in perspective that I didn't want to be in that position where I had to work so hard, so endlessly that I'd have to miss out on the things that my kids were doing. I want to go to some things, and if I don't want to go to some things, I won't go to it. But I don't want to not be able to go because work is making me stay at my desk. Like I want to have the option whether I'm gonna go to this event or go to that event or whatever. And you guys can somebody's gonna drag me for it, right? But I don't think I'm one of those parents that's gonna be, I'm not like a helicopter mom. I'm not going to be like over my kids and be like front and center at every single event, every single time that they have something. Like I'm not gonna be on the PTA. Like that's just not me, right? And it's okay. But I do want to be there and I don't want my W-2 job holding me back from the decision to be able to be present in my kids' lives as much as I want to be, right? So I need those two things are completely separate. You don't have to want to be a helicopter parent involved in everything front and center to want to still be very active and very involved in your children's lives, right? I didn't want to be stuck behind a desk, missing out like on all those important moments with my kids because I had to work. Like I wanted to have extra income and I wanted to be there for extracurriculars so I didn't have to work overtime. I want to do family trips and just go have fun and relax with my family. Those are really precious moments when they still want you to hang out with them. It's like very important time frame. Like when your kids are young, especially, you have that short window of opportunity where they want to be around mommy and daddy, right? When you start getting to puberty and higher, like I've heard the horror stories, and so I am bracing myself, but I'm trying to do this as quickly as possible, but still live in the moment and be present now so that even if I haven't reached some of those goals, I can still be there with my kids and still do things with them, right? So anyway, but that's why I got into real estate, right? I saw how hard my mom was working. I saw how tight money was. We didn't have a two-person income household. We had a lot of kids there. And so every dollar was stretched the furthest, right? But I wanted freedom. And I wanted freedom from the normal 9 to 5 grind that you have to do for 40, 50, 60 years of your life. Most importantly, I actually want freedom just to be there for my family. And I wanted this before I even started having children. I just knew children or family was in my future. And so I was starting before that even happened. And I didn't know when or how it was going to happen, but I knew I needed a plan, right? And that's what most people are lacking. But as I grew in my investing journey, I realized that there's a lot of other families who want the same thing, right? Especially in minority communities. And I want to help them achieve that same freedom. I've taken some steps, I've made some moves, I've purchased some buildings, like I have some equity and some cash flow, and I'm building up these things. And I've seen from the inside a lot of truths that are hidden and have created false expectations from people who haven't yet started their journeys. So I need to help you think clearly about what these goals are and what you really want, and not have expectations or goals that aren't in alignment with how the industry works on the inside. And maybe you have to switch up your strategy if you really knew behind the curtain how things kind of unfold, right? So that's kind of my mindset and why I expanded my why from just my own family to wanting to help other families achieve these freedoms as well, right? At the end of the day, here's the key takeaway that you need. It all starts with your mindset. Like don't limit yourself. Don't let those voices in your head or like the voices of others tell you that you can't do something. You need to ask yourself, how can I? And when you do that, you'll be amazed at what's possible. So, as you're starting out in your real estate journey, take a page from your younger self, actually. Think big, dream without limits, and ask yourself, how can I? Because real estate isn't just about building wealth, it's about building a life that you love and that resonates with you and that will last for generations if that's what you wanted to do, right? So, in any case, I'm here to help you if you want to start building out this life plan and make it be in alignment in this roadmap that's in alignment with what you want to do in multifamily. Or actually, it should be opposite. Think about what life you want and then figure out how multifamily fits in with that. Not what you want to do in multifamily and how can you fit your life around that. That's kind of opposite, right? Life first, multifamily second. How does multifamily fit into your life? So if you need help figuring that out, if you want to have a consultation call on your roadmap, your real estate roadmap, comment below. Or if you're listening to us on any of the podcast listening stations or platforms, send me an email, sharethewealthshow@gmail.com. Sharethewealthshow@gmail.com. Send me an email or comment below on the YouTube channel. But in any case, I hope this helps you think a little bit and really just dream about things that you want and you don't realize you're limiting your imagination. And I will see you next time on Microfamily Millionaire and the Share the Wealth Show. Make sure you like and subscribe so that you can get more content when we release the next episodes. You don't want to miss out on what we're going to talk about. All right. Have a good day.